So sit tall, shut your eyes, recollect the story we discussed about the person who visited the church and who was feeling so grateful to God that when a basket came around for donations and offerings, he didn't know how much to offer, but he heard a voice inside him saying everything, and he just received a paycheck and he hesitated to give away all that he would live on for the next 2 weeks. But the voice was adamant, everything. And when he thought, I'll at least have a few coins to pay for the parking, left in one pouch, the voice again said everything. So he ended up putting everything into the basket. And the moment he'd done that, a huge peace descended on him, and he understood faith cannot be a halfway thing. It's everything, all of him. So now, as you shut your eyes and you just think of things you're holding on to, things you feel you need to control, else something terrible will happen. See if you can drop all those things into Mother's outstretched hand as if she's asking you, give me control. Will you trust me and love me enough to give me control of this? And giving me control means that here onwards, you will not think about it, not fret, not worry about it. Even if the worry comes, you'll tell yourself, I've given this into the Mother's hand. What kind of child of the Mother am I if I take back from her what I've already given her? And you just keep surrendering, letting go of the control into her hand. And as you deepen into surrender, you'll also deepen into love, because Sri Aurobindo says, the one who gives himself completely to God, God also gives himself completely to him. How does God give himself completely to such a one? The being of God is power of protection. There's unflinching power and protection felt in such a person's life. The being of God is love and light, and there's unflinching and unconditional love and light poured into such a person's life. Peace, joy, all these are God, and the more we give ourselves to God, the more we receive all this. But it's not like a barter. You give not in order to receive, but because you can't help giving. You can't help loving. As we did in a poem on the Mother some classes back, the poet is wondering why he loves the Mother so much. And finally, the last line of the poem is, and I love you because I simply don't know how not to. I breathe because I don't know how to not breathe and live. I love you because I simply don't know how not to. So if we live our life loving God, surrendering to Him, everything in life becomes so simple, so magical, so easy. Judgments drop away. Because the moment a judgment of somebody's behavior comes, on the heels of that, a thought can come that nobody acts by their own will. Krishna says, not even a leaf falls to the earth without my sanction. If that will, however distorted by the person's ignorance, but still that will is acting through this person, it cannot be without a purpose. Why judge it? Let it be. And when an intense dislike comes for someone or someone's behavior, the question to ask is this dislike greater than my love for mother? Because it's my aspiration to have a consciousness in which the mother's presence can abide. It's my aspiration to become a living temple. Can I allow the pollution of this judgment, dislike into this temple space which I want to consecrate to her? And just with that thought, maybe the dislike will become less important and being true to the mother may become more important than that. And then a beautiful meeting happens. Discuss this in a poem that we saw. In the lonely spaces of the heart, under the azure sky of the silent mind, you and I will meet, beloved. In silence, I will drink your beauty. In silence, you will melt me down. Locked in an embrace of love, mutely we will lie. For once no other, just you and I.